Hello and welcome to Tosis Corner. In this corner, we discuss issues bordering on work, life, change management, crisis management, healthy living, business, politics, and social and behavioral change it cuts across. And I would like to let you know that basically this corner seeks to sue for attitudinal change from Nigerians, as we've all heard about Albert Einstein's famous line, and I quote, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. End of quote. As a people, you and I know that we are not doing as much as we should to set our dear country on the right track. As a Nigerian and a patriotic one at that, my heart bleeds for this country each time I see wrongdoings and we tend to look the other way, while some persons pretend that what is wrong is right. Some others pretend not to know it's wrong at all. And likewise, some other persons tell you, it's been like that from time immemorial, and there is nothing we or anyone can do to change it. It is high time we stood up for what is right and start doing the right things in our little corner. It is high time we start to pay attention to the many ills that have been hindering our growth, our developmental processes. It is pertinent that at this stage of our lives, we start to put our dear country, Nigeria, first. We need to start changing how we think, how we act, how we behave, how we see, and what we say. I mean, the list is just endless. We have kept quiet for long and things speak against certain ills until we got to where we are today, until a lot have gone wrong. The question now is it too late for us to rise again as a nation? Not at all. It is not too late. We can pick up the pieces by paying detailed attention to all those things we normally turn deaf ears to or turn blind eyes to. And adage says whatever is bad is bad. Let's start calling a spade a spade. It is what it is. Let's not try to cover up evil because we tend to benefit from it. Let's start putting the country Nigeria first, and the time is now. Ignorance, poverty, and lack of moral values have been identified as some of the many factors contributing to high moral decadence prevalent in Nigerian society. Today on Tosin's Corner, we will be highlighting the many societal ills, factors responsible for them with a view to finding a lasting solution to them. It is exhausting, my opinion though, and I don't know about you. I'm tired of how so many things are being done in this part of the world. I don't know about you. We can't continue like this. There must be a paradigm shift. This corner will talk about this and many more. So I have joining me in my corner, Ikalo Udo. Ikalo is an accredited management consultant, a public relations consultant, and the CEO of Danikal Management Consult. Thank you for joining me on Tosin's Corner.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome. So, bribery and corruption, advanced pay fraud, popularly known as 419, terrorism, cultism, greed, electoral malpractice, political and ritual killings, drug abuse, human trafficking, examination malpractice are just few of the many societal ills bedeviling us today. How do you think we got here?
It's a popular quote I love by Martin Niemöller. He said, first, they came for the socialist. I didn't do anything. I didn't speak up. Then they came for the trade unionist. I didn't speak up. Then they came for the Jews. I still did not speak up. Then they came for me, and there was no one to speak for me. We in Nigeria observed skirmishes in different locations of our nation, but we did not speak up at the time we were supposed to speak out, with the intensity we're supposed to speak out, to nip it in the bud. We just observed. So we saw people in the South say, oh, Boko Haram, something that had to do with the North. And even the government of the day then felt that, oh, Where is this coming from? But the energy that they would have used to solve the problem was not there. Even the religious circles, we just felt, oh, they are attacking the Christians in churches. So the Muslims in the north did not pay attention. Before we knew it, it spread to the Boko Haram terrorists attacking the Muslims in the north, bombing and killing people. So because we have refused to do, or the government of the day refused to do what they were supposed to do at the time they were supposed to do it, with the amount of energy they were supposed to use to nip it in the bud, it spread around the nation. So at that time, we saw cases like attacks on schools, the Dapchi schoolgirls, the Chibok schoolgirls, even the boys that were slaughtered in their sleep. Those are people's children, even though we've lost them. But all those situations, what did our government do when it started? But what we heard the opposition do was to attack the sitting president, to say he's weak. But nobody collectively came together to say, let us solve the issue at hand. So they were all against campaigning, get him out, he's a weak president. But look at what happened. Many people who wanted a change fought for a change and felt that the next president, the person of Buhari, would come in because of his military background to put his feet down, because we felt then that Goodluck was a little bit weak. He didn't have that strong, decisive body language to instill discipline and in Nigeria. But when Buhari came, we saw a president that said, I belong to nobody, I belong to everybody. But we wanted to see the first things that he would do. But the people around him, the people he put in power, kept on telling us that we have a right to our opinion. When we say, you promised us this. You said throughout the years that throughout the year you'll be in power, that you will fix our refineries. You said that there'll be no corruption, that you will stem corruption in Nigeria. But the rate of corruption that's happened so far has been enormous. Look at what happened recently when they changed currency. We saw people we saw a trailer load of money looking for who to take the money and go and change. Where was all that money? So people had to abandon the money because there was nowhere to launder it to. And we actually felt that decision by the CBN governor was for our own good, but we are disappointed at the somersault of the policy. So where did we get here has been the poor leadership of our various leaders, people who had at the head of affairs over the years. So everything rises and falls on leadership. Have they been true to their promises? No. All the things they said they would do, no. Look at the poverty rate in Nigeria. They promised us that, we'll be out of poverty. But right now, according to statistics, we have those people, Nigerians living in multidimensional poverty is 63% of the population of Nigeria. And we're supposed to get out of poverty by the year 2030, according to the SDG goals, 7 years from now. We see evil and we turn our eye and say it is good.
As long as we benefit from.
In fact, so people don't even need to benefit right now. Maybe they just this ideology that because it's my person cannot go wrong. And we heard during the National Assembly somebody say that the former one between the first tenure of President Buhari, whereby the Senate said that you're using a very strong insecticide to kill an ant, but you are now using perfume to spray a lion. People who have been seen to be doing so many corrupt things, you are not calling them to order. We see so many people who you call them to come and even give accounts for their stewardship in their head of affairs. They don't even come, they don't even obey the law of the land.
We also, don't forget that we also had issues of snake, monkeys.
Do you understand? And it's like a joke, but it is
allegedly swallowing.
How can our economy be better when people who are supposed to invest in our nation are observing that these people are not serious? So you can wake up one day and say something, but you don't really mean it. For instance, look at what the killings, even the last 2 weeks, number of killings in Benue State. But we expect the president to say a word because Benue is part of Nigeria. It's not a sector. It is president for all Nigerians. But we've not heard anything. I don't know if you've heard the president come out to say anything. We just hear people in Benue talking about what is happening. But we're supposed to hear something very serious. But when it came to the issue of cattle, the cattle being the Fulani herdsmen and where to put the ranch during that tenure of ranch, we saw the president letting a voice that there was one law which was even outdated, that they need to start putting ranches. It shows you where their interest lies. That it's not in the human. Exactly. It was for a particular tribal sector and what their interests were. So where we are today has been because of poor leadership, insincerity, nepotism, bigotry, whereby it has become, if it's not from my tribe or my religion, he does not get the positions that are supposed to decide the welfare of Nigerians. Whether these people are competent or not, we have not seen the best hands managing positions. Look at the FCT, for instance. Look at how the city has become so dirty, but you don't feel that somebody is working towards making our city better. So it's just like they're just taking the law from who put them there. So it's not for general Nigerians. So.
All right. So let's deviate a little. The rots, not deviation, per se, but the rots in our society today is alarming and also very, very disturbing. For instance, you have to take people, to get certain things done in this country, like, employment, posting, and the likes. So what can be done to nip these rots in the bud?
The rot when it comes to corruption and all this kickbacks and things like that it actually started. It has to do with the body language of the society. When people, even the politicians themselves, have to pay so much to get to their positions. Look at what happened recently. If you cut bags of rice with the names of the politicians on it, all those things are inducements, meaning that I am giving this to you so you can vote for me. So when I get it, I'm going to claim it back. Nothing goes for nothing. There's no free food anywhere, even in Freetown. So what we see today is that Nigeria, the new societal norm is that you pay to get your way in. And when you get in, you sit pretty and loot and take everything because it is your time. This last election, the amount of words that came out? Even a presidential candidate had the effrontery to call a sitting governor his boy. You don't use the kind of words. And the governor said, with due respect, even if you paid my school fees, you are in my land. You are in this community called Akwa Ibom State. You don't come and speak to me in such manner that he's your boy. But people are watching and they were laughing because it said at an open rally. So what moral values? So we have lost our values of respect. So that's why people come out and just speak anyhow, do anyhow, and there's no law. There's no punishment or consequence to put them back in order. Because one person gets away with it. Look at what happened to the senator from Akwa Ibom State who lost an election but was able to enter into the seat of power for an election that he did not take place in. Like now, the Senate
President, Ahmed Lawan.
Apart from that, the other president, who is a senator representing Akwa Ibom State, he too, when you allow one wrong to go through, it leads to somebody saying that if he can go through...
that person, they
exactly. So Ahmed Lawan's own is shocking. But I was expecting an honorable, distinguished senator to even step down for that honor that, I did not qualify for this position because I was not even amongst the people that were there for the primaries. But because of greed and because they want to remain in power to keep oppressing people and have their way, he's back. And the Supreme Court actually allowed that to happen.
Okay, all right. So though moral decadence among youth has been, majorly blamed on parents for lack of a proper upbringing, should the parents alone take the blame?
Of course
Who
not.
else is to be blamed?
Of course not. The parents, in fact, everybody Parenting is not all about the person that biologically gives birth to a child. Anybody that influences has a role to influence and nurture the character of an individual, acts as a parent to that person. So most young youths right now, they have role models. They see people get into power and they see the way they lavish money. Look at Hush Puppy. Look at the kind of role models that we have around us in terms of politics, in terms of social impact. How did they get their money? In our days, our parents' time, when you make your money, we don't care about how much you have. We want to know the source of your wealth. That determines the respect we give to you. But that has been thrown out of the window. What we see now is he's wealthy. Even parents say, go and follow your mates. Are you not seeing your mates? Forgetting that they don't even know the source. So it's not an issue of competition. My child, my father is rich. When nobody is caring about the values that brought that money in there. So the parents, the governors, the president, or everybody in leadership position that has the role to influence is guiding our youth. Those people, how are they living their lives? We say there's so much poverty, but you say you're in the Senate, you are displaying your fleet of cars, and you're putting it on social media. How insensitive are you? How can you do that when there's poverty in the land? People cannot eat. We are showing cars. How many cars? And you're going to their rooms and showing their wristwatches and all the things they have. We don't need that in our society. We're not. There's a huge gap. In fact, this new dispensation, they've cut off the middle sector. So it's either you're extremely rich or you're extremely poor. Kidnapping has gone on the rise. Ritual killers. We heard a story about a young teenager, two guys, who took a girl and wanted to kill her. I think they even killed her for money rituals because they're looking for money. We see that a lot happening because they are seeing the role models who are making it quick, and they are asking, do you want to get money like me? You have to do this. So parents have their role to play. Society has the role to play. People who are in position of influencing are also influencing these people to make a decision. And they're choosing, do they want to remain with their maybe average or poor parents or have the quick life? So everybody has a role. But the people in authority, our government, our leaders, if they want to change all these ills you're seeing, they can do that. That is why we're looking for a different breed. That is why you saw the Labour Party having the kind of energy that they generated, because when something different, we felt that the PDP and the APC were just the same kind of crop of leaders, but just changing parties. But when something different from that, but we don't have that right now. So it's really disheartening because many people wanted to see a difference, but we feel that we've not gotten the right people to even ensure that the change we want, the good environment is actually given to us.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about high moral decadence, which points to corruption. There is high level of corruption, across all strata, the executive, the judiciary, the legislative, and even the people who are supposedly the followers. What can be done to, to rid the country of corruption?
We need a total and drastic Messiah.
Overhaul?
Well, if you say overhaul, you're going to take me back to the hope I had during the last election. There was so much hope, but the people, the issue of overhaul is not it. It's the people. The people. We need somebody who can be as firm as, I'm even trying to think of any of our leaders who have shown
leaders, right?
Who have shown some
political
will, yes, and that was President Obasanjo to some extent, because during his tenure we saw the fact that he said it was a no-nonsense president when it comes to corruption. We saw the way he dealt with the IG of police, Tafa Balogun then, who his account officer and him had some shady deals, and he removed him, ripped him of his title and demoted him. We haven't seen that now. What we see now is when money is being found, they'll say, oh, the money is missing. Oh, the snake swallowed the money, or money got burnt. Those kind of things. So this whole situation, we need somebody who has not been in power before to come and lead us. What I'm saying is that the corrupt leaders are being recycled. So they just go there with a different maybe party, but it's the same. Mantra. It's the same. In fact, it's the same. They want to continue from where the last person went. So they want to cover their tracks. So we have not actually seen any government accounting for their tenure, whereby somebody will leave power and there will be an active probe on their dispensation, how they spent the funds of the nation.
All right. The take home is look away so that the rods can continue. So let me paraphrase and say, don't look away so that we can tackle, we can nip the rods in the bud. And the line between what is morally right or wrong is blurring day by day. The level of moral decadence in our society today is one anomaly that requires concerted effort to tackle. All over the world, it has become so bad that one sometimes wonder if the world can ever be better than what we are seeing at the moment. And of course, Nigeria is not left out, because what we have seen in recent times is an eyesore. The much desired change begins with you and I. My guest has been Ikalo Udo. Thank you for watching, and please do well to like and subscribe to my channel at Tosin's Corner. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.